The beauty is that this doesn't have to do anything to be what it already is. Just whatever's happening. The speaking about it is it already. The wondering about it. Will I get it? Is this already? Already. Feeling like I'll never get this is simply this already. Feeling like it'll never get this. I'm getting closer. I know what he's talking about. That's just this already. There's no one separate to have anything or do anything already. So it's beautifully innocent. It's like a beautifully innocent, you call it whatever you want. Play, God, Leela. It doesn't matter. You could say that's the freedom. Because to me, so to say, every fucking thing matters. Even trying to make it not matter. Oh, fine, it's all this. I don't care that my, neighbor is making noise or that, that's it too. Not liking something is just as much this as liking something. Of course. When you like something, you don't go into a different room, say, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go to the liking room. Or if you don't like something, you don't say, excuse me, I'm going to the don't like room. No, boom. I don't like it. I'm not resonating with what this guy's saying. It's so innocent and effortless. However, it's just, there just aren't any things. In order for there to be things, you need things that you need other things, you need things that aren't things. Things are always in comparison. So things is already separation, so to say. So simply this, just a Zoom meeting amongst friends, sitting together. That's it. And maybe a question will arise, or a comment, or a liking, or a not liking. It's all this effortlessly. What do you have to do to not like something? Just don't like it. How about liking something? Oh, I like that. Effortlessly. Boom. And it doesn't matter the amount, whether you feel a little separate, a lot separate, like you're on the wrong planet separate. It's still always this. So there's no getting closer, getting less separate. No. So this is an open meeting. Everybody's invited to participate. If you have a comment or question, please feel free to unmute and jump in. And this isn't a belief. No, there's no asking of anything to be believed here. You can't, how are you going to believe everything? What's separate? What's separate from everything to have a belief?
Yeah, and believing just falls like rain. Believing this, not believing this, believing there's a God, not believing there's a God, believing this is happening, not believing this is happening. Just innocently happens. Beliefs, suddenly, and they may change. The belief that this is really happening or not may just suddenly, swiftly change. And there's already no one doing the believing, or doing the liking, or doing the watching, or doing the sitting. And there may be an innocent sense that, well, I'm sitting here. Well, that's it too. Just what's arising. Feeling like a subject, sitting in a room, watching, listening. It's just this. And whatever is happening, talking, watching, listening, being interested, seeing familiar faces, is everything. This is everything already. And this is not a thing. Sitting in the Zoom meetings, watching, listening, wondering, recognizing faces maybe, is not a thing. And at the same time, it's completely everything already. It's just this. And you cannot get sitting and watching in a Zoom meeting. This is not a thing. You cannot draw a circle around sitting and watching and seeing faces and having emotions or not, or wondering. Just simply this, innocently and effortlessly.
Beautiful. Yeah, nothing separate from this to get this.
And there's no one doing the silence. Just silence. Just innocently silence. And breaking the silence by talking is as innocently as the end of talking. We can say that talking just collapsed into silence, innocently. And it's the same with seeking. There's already no one seeking. Seeking is just seeking, innocently. And it may stop. And there's nothing wrong with whatever is happening. Feeling like a me, not feeling like a me, wanting to get something. Wanting to get something out of this may just innocently happen. And it may drop. Liking to come to these types of meetings already started innocently. One day, maybe waking and thinking, well, I have no interest anymore to go to meetings. May happen. And there's no one knowing that. May just suddenly, swiftly, be no interest anymore to attend Zoom meetings. Interest may change. Interests are as innocently arising as beliefs. It just happens.
I like to share something. A couple of weeks ago, I woke up and I went up like this, and my jaw just dropped like, but I didn't have any thought, no thought whatsoever. I don't know why I did it. And I didn't try to think, why did that happen? Who did it happen to? But it was beautiful. Before I would have tried to figure it out, was I dreaming? What was that all about? But now it's just what was happening. And
Yeah,
I'm a better person for it. No.
Yeah, this going into connecting dots, or wondering why it happens as innocently as the absence of going into the wondering why did my draw jobbed. So there can be a wondering, why am I sitting here? Or not? Or why is this happening to me? Or not? Or sometimes, or never? It simply arises, making conclusions and assumptions, and trying to figure this out. Or not, it's just innocently happening. Or not. And there's nothing wrong with trying to figure this out. Trying to figure this out is this already. There's no separate you from this able to figure this out. The figuring this out is this already. It's not a thing. And at the same time, it's everything. So Leighton, do you want to have the same happening again, or what? Was there anything may happen, wanting to have the same so-called happening again, or maybe you want to share?
No, it was just like a one-time thing, and it probably won't happen again, but
Who knows?
yeah, who knows? Maybe it was a download.
Well, yeah, anything, calling it like an insight or a download or a shift, or giving it names, is as innocently happening as the jaw dropping.
Yep.
There's just simply no way out. There's no escape. There's no you able to escape this. This is it. There's no you in this. There's no you behind this doing this. And anything may happen.
And we can say that there are thoughts, but there's no thinker. That I'm the thinker of thoughts is another thought.
Yeah, that's just full on thinking. Thinking, 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 thinking. Or not. Thinking you can control the thinking is just an innocent thought arising. Thinking there's no you able to control the thinking is just another thought, innocently happening. As is believing, there's no believer. It's just beliefs. Falling like rain. And then may suddenly just drop. And there's nothing wrong with believing or not believing. And thinking it's my belief is just simply this. Calling this a belief is this already. It doesn't matter.
But here, when I believe that I'm the thinker or that I'm the believer, even if it might be innocent and just this, the thing is that when I believe, when I believe that the beliefs are coming from me, that's the bondage. And to know that I'm not the believer is the freedom.
Well, thinking you are a believer or not is just simply this.
I knew you'd say that.
And calling one thing bondage and the other one freedom is equally just this.
I knew you'd say that.
But yeah, feeling I'm the believer can feel like bondage. Totally.
Mm.
And there's nothing wrong with feeling bound.
Mm. That's freedom too.
Yes.
Not
If
putting a
it,
judgment
yeah,
on. Mm.
exactly. If it only should be one way, then where's the freedom?
Mm.
This is freedom for no one to have it. This is already freedom.
Mm.
Having thoughts or no thoughts or believing you are the thinker or not is already freedom. There's only freedom.
No escape.
Yes.
No escape from freedom.
No escape from freedom. Just full on freedom.
Mm.
Even feeling it's not free is freedom.
Mm. Mm.
Well, seems like there's no real freedom, because if there were freedom, then there'd have to be no freedom. So there is just this.
Yes, and calling this freedom or prison. So giving this a name. This is freedom, this is prison, or this is heaven, or this is hell, or this is life. Is this already? The giving this a name, is this already? That's just this. Yeah. And you can call it freedom. Or you can call it a Zoom meeting. Or a gathering. And having an idea or a concept or a conclusion what freedom is or not is this already.
As is all the words, all the labels to describe it are this already.
I was just thinking that as soon as you put labels on things, there's a problem.
No, nobody's ever put a label on anything.
You know, and
Thank
the
you.
funny thing is, Faith, when you say when you put label on it is a problem, labeling that as a problem is just another label. Saying that labels are problems
Mm,
is just putting the problem on the labeling.
mm,
It's just labeling the labeling with the word problem.
mm, yeah, tricky.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. Labeling or not labeling happens freely.
Innocently,
Calling it labeling or not labeling is already a label, so to say.
and the labeling, the very labeling itself happens effortlessly and innocently.
As is finding it tricky. There's just no way out. It's already done.
Yeah, finding it tricky or confusing or however is simply this already.
You can't get it wrong, Faith. Neither can you get it right. Trying to get it right with words will never happen because there's nothing to get right or wrong. The very idea or belief that you can get it right or wrong is innocently this already, that there's something which I can get or put it right in words or not, is this.
Or that there's something I can do to hinder this, like screw it up, not be kind enough, maybe I have more karma yoga to work out. I'm just not there yet. No, that exact feeling of not being there yet is this already.
What's coming up here is innocently, I suppose, trying to figure out what's different in this group than other groups. Like this morning I went to Kenneth Madden's meeting and I love them and I love those guys. But like there's something about the way like they can stop in the middle of the meeting and say, I just want to be clear, there's nothing wrong with seeking, there's nothing wrong with the feeling in me, blah blah blah. Still, like this goes out of the meeting and feels there's something wrong with me. Here it feels like it's so inclusive. Like you can't say me, no me, and put it in one box or another box. And it's like, it's a little bit frustrating because which is it? And like in those meetings, I can say, oh, well, I'm still questioning, so I'm not there yet. I mean, I can try to believe there's nothing wrong with that, but still feels like I'm not really there yet. And here, Sander and Michael and Nkosi, it's like there's no way out of already being there. It already is what it is. And it feels, it in the last times I've been here, there is a feeling of expansion, and not that that's better than contraction, but still innocently reporting.
Beautiful.
Right.
Lovely.
Yeah, beautiful, Lila.
And there is a feeling to try to grab onto like something and be like, but, yeah.
Well, you know, sometimes it can be heard that seeking or feeling like a me is dirty, you know, or not wanted.
Even when they will say in the sentence before, this is not dirty.
Yes,
Like,
there can be an
not
impression
happening,
that
and
it
it's
is.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Then there's already no one doing the feeling of a me. Or not. There's no one waking up and deciding to seek. Eyes are opening. Then maybe seeking or not. Seeking for bargains in the close by shop. Seeking for car keys. Seeking is just seeking. There's nothing wrong with seeking. It's like being interested in something or wanting to find something out. It just happens. And then suddenly there's no need to find something out. Maybe seeking will go on for years and then suddenly one day waking up, not being interested anymore.
Yeah, you can't even say there's anything wrong with the feeling that everything is wrong.
Beautiful.
Yes, exactly.
Hmm.
I mean, the hating of something, the absolute hating is so innocently this. Already, that full fury, as is the joy.
Yeah, and there may be an innocent trying to be more loving instead of hating. And maybe even a hating the hating. I hate that I hate so much. Just happening. I hate that I hate so much and I need to change that because of this and that. Just innocently happening. I need to become a more loving person, a nicer person, a sweeter person. I have to love more. It's just already impersonally happening. Judging this, is this already? The judgment that I'm in a certain way and saying that is not good is this. It just arises. So being hard on yourself, so to say, is just innocently happening. And trying to change that or not is also just innocently happening.
So it's all innocently happening. if So it's all innocently happening already.
Well,
If I
saying,
want, if I wanted to, if the thought is I want to be more kind, like you were saying, or loving, which is innocently happening, the outcome might be that I become more kind.
Maybe,
yes,
maybe.
And
But
go ahead.
also the outcome could be you could get more frustrated because you're trying to be kind, but it's just not what you imagine, what you want. So there's just no saying.
But if you want to be kind, if that's the thought, and is there more chance of being kind if you, or is there more chance of kindness arising if you practice being more kind, whatever? Is there any more, this innocent, effortless, I guess I'm trying to see if we can put the odds in our favor.
well, does yoga make you more kind? Yoga and practicing kindness maybe will make you more kind
Yeah.
innocently. And claiming that you are more kind or feeling that you are more kind and that it has changed you is as innocently as the labeling a certain happening kind or not. So the comparing and saying and believing I'm more kind than last year because I did yoga and I tried kindness is this. Even the feeling, oh, I'm more kind now because I try to be a more kinder person is innocently happening. So there's an idea I'm going to be more kind. So yeah, maybe let's do yoga. And then there's maybe a thought arising, well, it's working. People say I'm kind. Well, it all just innocently happens. The claiming to be more kind, the feeling to have become more kind and loving, the comparing.
The very idea, the actual, what you said, Don, is there something I can do it's such a sweet, I was sitting here going, wow, that's so beautiful. The guy wants to be, more kind. Like, what can I do to be more kind? Really, it's so stunning. And that's just innocently what's coming up. There's no one behind or doing that. There's no little Dawn in that body pushing that. It just beautifully came out.
So there's no dawn to be kind or not kind.
Yes. And the sharing done, it just popped up. This question or this sharing just innocently arose already.
By no one, from no one. Yeah?
Because again, someone to someone is two.
So the whole idea of so-called kindness and calling something kind is already just innocently happening. Calling a certain behavior or a non-behavior kind is already just innocently this. Calling this kind and this not kind is already just simply happening. What is kindness?
Well, the kindness and the not kindness is a duality, isn't it? That's a split and the judgment about what's kind and what's not kind. So you're into duality and yeah.
Yeah, finding something kind compared to not kind. So making a distinction and calling one thing kind and the other thing not kind is already this. There's no way to escape comparing and dividing and creating opposites. Calling a certain action kind or not kind is inescapable. It just happens.
UG Krishnamurti was asked, "Are you happy?" And he said, "Well, I don't know unhappiness."
I was thinking the only time I have the thought I should be kinder is when I'm unkind. So instead of looking at none of that works.
Yeah,
So
and
I-
this self-judgment, I'm unkind, just happens.
Yes, that okay. That just happens too.
I'm very unkind now.
And then at that point, I don't have to, there should be no thought about I need to be kinder because that just intensifies that emotion.
Well, who would be able to not have a thought about it?
Who would be the one who wouldn't have a thought about it?
Well, the thought about I'm not kind right now is just happening.
It's just happening. Yeah, it's just happening. Who could have a thought about that? Yes.
And you can't be unkind if you're
Say that again, Leighton.
you can't be unkind if you're no kind.
Oh, yes. Good.
Good evening, welcome Nkosi.
Nkosi.
That goes.
Say,
Yeah, Don was wondering if he could practice being more kind.
We love it. We love Don's interest to be a kind person. He didn't ask us if we find him kind or not.
Yeah, I know anything may arise here. Anything may happen, kindness, no kindness. The thought of being somebody, trying to get this, losing hope, finding hope, is just this already. There is already no one who's doing anything. There's already no one who's searching. It's just this appearing as that. And this can never really be found because it's not separate. It's everything already. It's whole and complete. There's no one outside of this to find this, to know this, to have a better explanation about this, to describe this. There's simply this already. So it may seem to say, today I'm very tired, I'm never really understanding anything that is being said, been working for the whole day. It's just this as pressing as that already. There's no one who's saying that, who's thinking anything, so there's really nowhere to go. There's really nowhere to get to. There's really nothing to achieve. There's just simply what's happening. So everything is this already. So it doesn't really matter to say this is a thing, this is not thing. It's just already this. To think that there's something other than this is just this arising as that. To recite mantras, do meditation, it's just disappearing as that. There's no one who has ever done anything here. There's no separation. The doer of things is already not there. So anger, frustration, doubts, fears, losing hope is already empty. There's no one behind that. There's no one behind anything. There's just this. Yeah, that's what seems to be coming up here.
Yeah, there's no path which leads to sitting in a meeting. Sitting in a meeting is this already. There's no path to whatever is already. Or thinking there's a path to trot is this already. And there's no path to the thought that it's this already. Just this. Sitting and watching, wondering, listening, recognizing faces, laughing, taking a sip from your water. Just this. This is it. This is not a thing. You cannot get sitting in a meeting. You cannot find it. It's this already. It's already completely everything. And even the sense that, well, I don't think it's everything. But maybe it's something more is equally just this already. What a beauty. Even saying there's just this is this. Doesn't mean anything. You cannot find just this. You cannot hold it. Saying just this doesn't change what is happening.
Oh, there's nothing to be done. Or maybe there's something to be done here. It's already this, expressing as that. But really, it can't be just this. No, there's more. It's already just this, expressing as that. It is an appearance. No, it's not an appearance. It doesn't matter. All is this already. It is shapeless. No, it has a shape. Doesn't matter to this because all is this already. There is already no doer of things, and there are no things. There's simply what's happening. Just this. And this isn't going anywhere. This isn't getting anywhere. And it is already wordless. It doesn't require any word to be spoken for it to be what it is. It's already what it is with or without words, yet it appears as words. That which seems to be talking is already this, and that which seems to be listening is already this. So there's no one talking and there's no one listening. There's just this.
Keep thinking, having these thoughts, there's got to be more than this. And that's thought is just this, right?
Yeah. Even that which is talking right now is this.
Any last comments or questions before we close out this evening?
Just deep gratitude that you keep putting this on. The highlight of my week. Even though I don't exist.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, everybody. Thanks to each and every one of you, and Nkosi, Sander, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Have a great
Thanks,
night,
all.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Nice to see you, everybody. Have a beautiful day, night, whatever.
Thank you.
Bye.